Well, here I am in my little reading nook, and I thought I'd share some of the books that I acquired this fall, my fall haul. I don't live in an English-speaking nation, so I kind of have to get the books where I can find them. And I got books from 3 different places, vintage paperbacks. The first one was from BookBot. Used to be called KanihoBot, but now it's BookBot. And I got 4 books from that website. First one, you know I love my gold medals, so here's Shanghai Incident. I had 2 callers my first night in Shanghai, death and a honey blonde. So that one looks delicious. And I got another gold medal on there, Mad Baxter by Wade Miller. I have mixed feelings about Wade Miller. I've read a couple of that duo's books and kind of walked away a little disappointed. But maybe this will be the one. Maybe this will be the Wade Miller book that'll make me fall in love with that author. And here we got Gil Brewer, The Hungry One. I'm reading a Gil Brewer book right now, So Rich, So Dead, and I'm enjoying it. So I have a feeling The Hungry One will be satisfying too. You know it's going to be good because here on the back, kicks. The most important part, goofballs and sex. Goofballs and sex. After all, what else was there in life that was any good? Those are the kind of hard-hitting questions that I hope The Hungry One answers. And then I have another gold medal. I bought all gold medals from BookBot, but this one is a later gold medal. You can still see, Fawcett gold medal. But you can see they've this is a later one. They've changed the layout, the style. This is from 93. So I didn't even know that Fawcett was still pumping them out in 93. So I thought I'd try this. I like a good Western. Death Stalk is this one by Ken Sherwood Rowe. Don't know anything about that author or the book, but I know plenty about the publisher. My next group of books came from Vintage Sleuth on eBay. He's out of the UK. You might recognize this first one, Innocent Bystander. I did an episode about this book, and Craig Rice, its author. Decent carny noir. Here is a popular giant, Go to Sleep, Genie, by Thomas B. Dewey. I like Thomas B. Dewey for the most part. I've read some of his Mac books, and I'm really very happy with those. I read one of his, or 2 other books. One was about miners, as in people go in the mine. And another one was, I think, him trying to do a riff on a John D. MacDonald kind of story where it's sort of many different people making bad choices in a small community in the mid-20th century. So that one I didn't care for as much. The one with the mine, that's not bad. You know, I like noir in the mines. Speaking of other things I like, I'm a big fan of Day Keane, and so I was excited to get a copy of The Big Kiss-Off, finally. I think this one happens in the bayou, so swamp noir. Can't go wrong with Day Keane, and you can't go wrong with a swamp. So I'm looking forward to reading that one. Here's The Sinners, another gold medal by Edward S. Ahrens. I've not read any Ahrens. I know that he pumped out a ton of books in his day, And so I'll try it out. The hurricane was a dead calm compared to the violence that followed. So there's a couple of the sinners right there. If I recall, this is sort of like a survival kind of story. And another gold medal, No Business for a Lady. I wanted a copy of this one because this is one of the few where it's a female private investigator protagonist. And I thought that'd be a fun change of pace. See it from the lady's point of view. And finally, I ordered some from France, from Yule Haul 85. Now, this is a weird group of books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books. I don't know much about any of the authors or even some of these publishers, but I was so intrigued by some of these choices that couldn't help go with it. So, first up, Errol Flynn, Showdown. He only wrote 2 books, Errol Flynn, and this was his novel. Then he passed away before he could write more. Actually, this is the book that I thought, I want to read that. This convinced me to buy this stack of books. It was a lot that came all together. Here is No Marriage in Paradise. One of those artists in romance kind of thing. Was she losing her lover to her daughter? So, I don't know. She'd been so sure of Pete's love, but now she was certain that something had gone wrong. I'll tell you what went wrong. Look at this slope here on this spine. That's a book that spent a few too many hours in someone's pocket. Mother, daughter, they both wanted him. Now this one looks like another kind of romance one, Leave Canceled, but it's Adele, and here on the spine you can see that it's a mystery. So I hope it's not another, smutty romance, but actually a mystery. 21 short hours to share all the love they may ever know in Leave Canceled. See, that sounds like a romance, but I don't know, maybe Dell's pulling the old switcheroo on me. Now here's one that came in this bag. It was not in the bag in the photo on eBay, but it came in this bag, and I'm always a little suspicious of ones that come in bags. This is not a book bag, but it's just some plastic bag with French writing all over it. I get nervous when the books come in bags. I'm afraid that I'm going to open it up and it's going to be filled with like insects are going to come spilling out or something. So this one will probably stay in the bag, and I'll never read The Hepburn. Not about Audrey, unfortunately. The Adventures of a Scottish Border Lord Who Took What He Wanted. But he's not getting taken out of the book. I had some people tell me that I should read some Ellery Queen, so here is an Ellery Queen anthology, The Adventures of Ellery Queen. And then there's about a dozen or so different short stories. So I've watched some of the Ellery Queen show from the 70s, and I enjoyed that. So maybe I'll enjoy this book too. Got a gold medal, another damaged spine. Woman of Kali by Gardner Fox. Some of you might know Gardner Fox as a comic book guy. And I think he invented The Flash. But he also wrote plenty of paperbacks, some with historical trappings, some with sword and sorcery, science fiction, pretty much whatever was popular, he did his own version of it. So, barbaric India, land of languor, intrigue, strange appetites, exotic women, cruel and scheming men. Well, that doesn't have some racist overtones. It was in this India that the woman of Kali spun her silken web. Well, what can I say? It's a gold medal, and a beat-up gold medal at that, so. And finally, now if this isn't the best title of the whole bunch, Hobos and Harlots. I think this is a comedy. Hobos and harlots, schoolboys and strumpets, workmen and wenches. These are the red-blooded men and women George Milburn knows so well. Who's George Milburn? Why, he's the author. So maybe it's a memoir of his life amongst the hobos and harlots. You'll never forget hobos and harlots. Better books for everybody. Now, all right. One more glance at the cover and you can try to decide which is which one's the hobo and which one's the harlot. I might never read this one. I might just forever just read the title by Lion Books. I don't know that publisher at all, but they make better books for everybody. So, you read any of these? Familiar with Hobos and Harlots or My Marriage in Paradise? Make a recommendation? Or are you going to make a recommendation that I should never read these books? Like, stay away from the Hepburn. Do not open that bag. It is filled with 10,000 spiders. Or maybe it has what's that old story of the guy coughed in the ancient text and now smallpox is in the blood stains in the gutter of the book. Maybe that's why that one's all wrapped up. So let's hope not. I'd hate to start a smallpox outbreak from a trashy paperback that I got on eBay from France. Ah, well. So, hope you all have some happy reading ahead of you. Christmas is coming. Maybe you'll get a good book. And I'll talk to you next time.